Yes.
We're now live. Cast iron bathtub. Hello. I'm curious about the cast iron bathtub now.
Yeah. That lunatic there will probably have something along the lines of toner with a car.
All right. I was really impressed with that smart car.
See, I told you it was a good idea. This other fucker says it wasn't. It was yeah, like it's depository.
Absolutely.
Told you it was a good idea.
Right, for anyone that's going to be watching later, this is Off Key Adventures. Down below me here is Daniel Rowley and
Wacko.
And Keith. Wrong way. That over here, Kenneth Conway. And they have a channel called Off Key Adventures. I have a friend that I podcast with. There's Daniel. He's fucking gone again.
It's a computer. It's like an abacus. He has to figure it out and punch something first.
Right. This is the cast of Off Key Adventures, who have a YouTube channel that do comedy and cars and stuff like that. So
anything is possible, but also the bit more wacky, the better.
Yes,
like
and
in fact, in a smart car.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, it just does not look anywhere scripted at all. It's just off the cuff.
No, it definitely isn't. It definitely not.
Yeah.
We had another one there. We done another one there the other day about we come down for a cup of tea, and then I found a pound of rashes. Oh, lovely! We get the frying pans on, and that's the kind of thing we do. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be serious. The world is too bloody serious. We have to have a laugh.
Yeah, my history with I actually didn't know you, but I knew Daniel. I knew Daniel from years ago, and we only got back in contact recently after about 10 years, and he'd been a friend of mine and had been constantly taking the piss out of me. So.
Can he do something like that? No. Can't imagine.
Daniel is having technical issues. I don't know what it is. Hello, Kerry, in the chat.
Hello, everybody. He's gone again, the clown, for folks. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this. Yeah, he's
right. Right, for anybody that isn't familiar, there has been car videos on Off Key Adventures channel, and sort of small videos of comedic interactions between yourself and Daniel, kind of taking the piss out of each other, basically. Yeah. The one video that really caught my eye was the Fast and the Furious, where you went to Ackle and done some surfing and that. And
that's right. Yeah.
That was flipping hilarious, and that wasn't scripted, like.
No. That was again sitting at the table here over a cup of tea. Can you swim? No. Oh. Okay, all right. Well, we'll come up with something with that. And about a couple of days afterwards, then I thought, what would be completely crazy for the likes of us two is go surfing or something. I can't surf either. I don't have a clue. I said, let's just go for the crack and do it. But I didn't tell him about it until we got to Ackle. And we got to Ackle. What the hell am I doing here? Well, and it was bloody freezing down there that day too.
I I think the guy that owned the surf shop didn't know what was happening either. He was kind of laughing the whole way through it himself, like. Do you know?
He actually he got well into the fun of it because it wasn't scripted. We just kind of rocked up and says, right, we need two wetsuits. We're going learning to surf, and if I said I want a medium sized sweater, he just looked at me as if I had about 6 heads. I mean, oh, okay. And they had, of course, the other fellow behind me. Get a pink one. And that's kind of where it went. It was. Yep. At the end of the day, though, in fairness, your man was awful good about it. It was great fun, and it was good fun. It was good laugh for the day. But
Yeah.
that's what we want to do.
Yeah, I think the interactions between the two of ye is just spot on. You know, you don't have to script anything. You're probably in real life taking the piss out of each other anyway.
Well, it is. That's exactly how it happened, to be quite honest, because that's what happens. I arrive out to his house, and he arrives to my house. It's exactly that. He'll come in the door, put the kettle on, and fuck off, make your own tea.
It was great. It was great piece. We were able to talk about Daniel behind his back.
Did you find 50 pence for the put? Did you? Hey, did you find 50 pence to put in the fucking side of the computer? You donkey!
Bastard bastards! I was running outside in the fucking nip, running around naked with tinfoil on the phone. Fuck you!
You cannot be wearing the tinfoil from the turkey on your head. How many times do I have to fucking tell you?
Well, it wasn't my box the bottom you rolled, so fuck you. Oh yeah.
We're just talking about the Ackle trip.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That was like a scripted TV show, but I know Daniel. That was just completely off the cuff. You know, I know that myself. Do you know?
It was
flipping.
Do you know what the funny part about that video was? Is that there was so much extra bits on it that didn't get on the video that was even, I suppose, funnier, for want of a better way of putting it. That's why I was going to do it better.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of funny bits, but I think a lot with problems with the mics on the day, so I think a lot of it might have been lost with the microphones. That's probably why it didn't show up. No?
Well, the thing about the thing.
Him the bollocks, like.
Yeah, I think if you uploaded it with a boosted audio, I think boosted audio is all you need. The editing is perfect, do you know?
Yeah.
And the shots were great. You seen the dolphins. The filming was absolutely excellent, like, you know.
Oh, you have to give Sean Mulroy a shout out for that now, because it was him
in all fairness, he's really good at what he does. He really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really is. Like he's Blue Flag Productions. In all fairness, he's pure class.
Right. So he is a small production company in Mayo.
In Ackle, yeah. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about sometimes if you go through a production company, sometimes you have to waiver your own rights or whatever. But did you hire him or?
No,
or
he's a friend of ours. We're kind of doing this as a favour more than anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Because we got talking again. It's something similar to normal conversations. And, well, he knew he had cameras.
Normal word around again, Mr. Conway. I'll have to show up at your house and I'll tow it. There's nothing normal about any conversation we're ever involved in.
Except
I know
the
that
one where people call you normal.
Fuck off! That happened twice in the one day. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
I know. I was laughing for 2 days. Someone called him normal.
I'd love to meet the person that looks at my life and thinks I'm normal. Because I fucking tell you, there's something wrong with them. You know, there's something wrong with them. Yeah.
This, all the messing and joking aside, this is a laugh. That's what all this ever was supposed to be.
Oh yeah,
But it's becoming
yeah,
fun. It's not only the laugh, but it's fun.
yeah.
Although, in fairness, yeah, you look
This prick
across.
tried to get us to buy a fucking smart car today. Like a fucking smart. We couldn't fuck. I had to open the fucking windows to close the bastard doors in. Like Jesus Christ.
That was funny.
I
was hoping.
Driving in the bloody smart car at the time, I couldn't turn my arms to turn the phone to video us in the smart car.
I was hoping you'd buy that car.
Why?
You leave that to the smart car alone. That would get it around the country, no bother.
What was it? 700cc. Can you imagine? We'd never get over 12 kilometers an hour out of it. Screaming at us.
It's, as far as I know, it's rear wheel drive too. It could drift if it got out of his own way. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine that? That'd be fun, all right. These two fat fuckers in a smart car drifting.
Yeah, get one of them and put a couple of Hayabusa bike engines into it.
Oh yeah.
That should
just it would take off doing wheelies.
Not with us in it. I think when somebody came up to us at one stage today and asked us when did they lower the smart car.
Well, myself and Daniel used to. We were kind of like Top Gear before anything to do with filming, because we had bought car. Yeah, we had bought cars, and in order to get one decent car, we, sort of put together 3 or 4 different cars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was honest Jim's car shop, is it?
Hey, Rocco, you ended up with one of them festive vans that was Frankenstein's, and you loved it. So
that was a great van. That was a weapon. That yoke.
To remember the time. Remember the time we fixed underneath the Fiesta and the car was sitting on a rock?
Yeah.
And it was starting to rock, and you were underneath it, and I was going, oh fuck.
You were having no panic attack. It's only Fiesta, like.
Christ. Just fucking just lift
get
back
that
up.
fucking oil filter that somebody welded off.
That's right. That's what it was.
And when level of swearing that day.
What happened was we pulled the car into the garage. We had a garage on the side of the house, and we put up the bonnet. And I looked in anyway. And next thing I started poking around. The next thing I was taking out sticks and stuff and dead birds and also. I don't know if he remembers that. I don't know if he remembers that, but I was taking out wildlife out of the inside of the car, like.
You shouldn't have been there.
Well, in all fairness, that won't have been the first one, so just narrowing it down to which one, I would imagine.
All I can state to that comment, Kenneth, is that no matter which, I've always come out as better.
This is true. I will admit that. This is true.
I hit a deer one night with the Mercedes Sprinter van. I still won.
Meat for the week.
We had deer sausages and everything. It was great.
Yeah. So, in your channel, is there anything rolling around your head for the future? How to get this up?
Hello. Look who you're talking to. For God's sake.
The Fat and the Furious from here to South Africa in tractors. I think it's brilliant. Can you imagine rolling into Cape Town in our 135?
Or there's another one. around the coast of Australia in tuk-tuks.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another good one. I think that's totally possible.
Yeah.
Well,
There's plenty. There's plenty.
We were hoping to go from here to Mongolia in bangers, but there's a slight problem with getting through Russia. So
yeah. We're just knocking on Putin and tell him to let us through.
I reckon we get away with it, like. We'd sneak in at night.
Well, what about...
Huh?
What about this country? Well,
we're hopefully in the next couple of months for charity. We hope to do a charity event. We hope to reverse around the country.
What?
Just, my wife accused me of being backwards one day, so I totally agreed with her. So I decided, a great way to prove that would be to reverse around Ireland. Who wants to see it coming at you?
You're going to have a sore neck by the time that's finished.
Oh no, we're going to get two sexies. Oh, we have to get.
Yeah. You see, we first of all, foremost, we cannot be in the same vehicle at any given time because we're both commercial drivers, and all we do is fucking tell the other one they're not driving right. So we'll just back around the country. And basically, we'll just see who gets there first. It'll be me. And
no, it won't.
No, Barbie, you listen up.
I know a guy that's not far from here, actually, that has a Land Rover Defender, and he has two fronts. One at the front and one at the back, so when the person at the front has to steer, and the other person has to counter-steer kind of thing. He uses it for St. Patrick's Day parades and stuff.
I would not let him near a steering wheel of that joke in a fucking millennium. Not a chance. Because there wouldn't be a bush safe from here to Dublin.
Yeah.
We discovered in a previous video there's called the bushes between here and Dublin, so we're fine.
Yeah, he has some wacky creations. He actually fixes Land Rovers and Land Rover Freelanders and Defenders and Discoveries and stuff like that. He has a lifted Discovery, and this thing is fucking massive. He also has a camper van where he bought a beautiful, big, massive caravan and a Mercedes Sprinter, and he hacked the Mercedes Sprinter and added the caravan to it. He says when he started cutting into a new van, he was kind of a bit nervous, but he kind of knew what he was doing. But he made this massive caravan out of this Mercedes Sprinter and the caravan, But the thing that impressed me
he must know this other fella.
Yeah. The Land Rover Discovery, you have to have a ladder to kind of climb into it. It's it's got massive wheels.
Oh,
it's like Red Bigfoot kind of thing,
Oh, brilliant!
You can see the drive shaft, as plain as day underneath,
Well,
to crawl underneath it, all you have to do is kind of stoop down.
Freaking hell!
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd look good outside King Bob.
Oh yeah,
bigger than King Bob.
Don't care.
You're going to need something big King Bob outside King Bob when I'm around. To be in King Bob or on top of King Bob.
Yeah. King Bob, in case I don't know, is my place. My youngest christened it when we got it in first place, and it's been kind of christened that since.
No, he just always wants to be inside someone called Bob.
I walked into that one, you fucking donkey.
both fees.
There's nobody watching that. There's nobody watching us. There's nobody watching us. Everybody's fucked off. We had 4 people on here. They all left.
2 of them went to commit suicide. Another 2 went to help them. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah,
Oh
very
well.
good. Yeah.
But
All right, so I can get away with calling you bollocks, like no problem at all. Like you fucking bastard.
Yeah, yeah, that's a freeway conversation. Who are you talking to?
Oh, both ye. You're a pair of bollocks.
Yeah.
there's my monetization gone.
Yeah, sorry. Right, somebody get me a dictionary. What the fuck is monetization?
That's a YouTube
Here, go and
ad
find another
friend.
50 pence on that fucking computer.
Ha! Oh, so the more
Yeah,
I
God,
swear, the
fucking,
more
you're
trouble you're going to
making
get
it.
in. Is that basically it? Is that what you're fucking telling me, you bastard? You fucking bastard. Yeah. Yeah, for fuck's sake, you dirty rotten bastard, fucking bad goat. Oh my.
How many
Yeah,
times are you going to? How many times are you going to? You're trying to
Where?
ruin me. You're trying to ruin my channel, are you?
Yes, I fucking am. I'm taking solid fucking pride in the fact that I am fucking ruining your fucking channel.
Just be careful because we could get taken down. Like, you know what I mean? Do you know?
See, this is what you have to deal with on a daily basis.
Sorry. On a
Another
daily
part.
basis. What do you mean on a daily basis? I'm totally fine.
Yeah, that's why you're going around wearing the turkey fucking tinfoil for the last hour.
I wasn't wearing turkey tinfoil. I told you I got new tinfoil. And it's just to get a signal. You know, it's outside tied to the dog at the minute. It's fine. Yeah, but
Anyway.
Yeah, me and Daniel were friends back in the Fast and Furious days, and I remember one day he came home with bucket seats. It was like, do you know in the Fast and the Furious where the delivery pickup truck comes with a big mountain full of fucking bits for cars and that? Well, he came home with bucket seats and all sorts of stuff for Fiesta.
She was so let you. Yeah.
That was the day that was the time when you could walk into, a car accessory shop and it had good shit in it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know?
Actually buy stuff.
Body kits, alloy wheels.
Oh yeah.
People used to go down the road here to Callahan's. In just down the road here for the alloy wheels and detailing, the stickers and all sorts of shit. There's nothing. They don't sort of do any of that anymore. They do sell wheels, but the car accessory shop is basically a print shop for logos for lorries and stuff, and they do the rally cars and stuff like that, but. You don't have the interest in shit anymore.
No.
Do you know?
But you're like every shop, every car accessory shop had a full wall of stereos and speakers. Now the sound systems that are coming in the new cars are brilliant. Like.
Yeah, but people would say nowadays that they were kind of rice cars, with body kits and wide arches and stuff. But there was something personal about it, creating something to look different than it originally was.
Yeah.
And the greatest compliment would say, somebody say, nice car. What actually is it? Because they used to debadge and they used to, where the number plate was, they would round it off and all that kind of thing. And remove handles of doors and have it remote control until the battery runs out and then they can't get into their car, and speakers the size of dustbin lids in the boot, so the boot is completely useless for anything else. TV screens in places that you couldn't watch TV.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, Pimp My Ride shit, like?
In the bumpers and shit, like, for fuck's beep. See, but who the hell is in a bumper? Put the television in a bumper. You know?
Yeah.
Pimp My Ride was, yeah. But all that's gone now.
But apparently, you know, we used to have the magazines, Red Line and Max Power. Apparently, that Max Power TBR, a lot of the stuff was put on with self-tapping screws that you could get in the, you know, they were not proper screws, like.
Yeah.
It was all. It looked great, but the craftsmanship wasn't that great and didn't stay that, you know, it didn't last. Because this guy from Vinwiki bought the car for Car Track, and he said it was a pile of shit. You know, you couldn't even adjust the seat. Now, there was, inside of it was kind of, if you remember, it was cream and red leather on the dashboard and in the seat and everything. And he says, you know, and he was a very tall man. There was no adjusting in the seat for some flipping reason. Do you know? It turned out to be, you know, it was one of these, you know, show cars, but in reality, the craftsmanship that went into it wasn't that brilliant. Do you know?
Not that we were renownedly known for craftsmanship at the time, like. Do you know, I do remember certain things being held on with duct tape, will and hope.
Yes, we had these little white Nissan Micras.
Oh God!
And everybody used to flip and laugh at us. But when I look back on it, I thought it was one of the best driving cars. When I think of it, because it was so light, you could throw it around, and it was like it was a bit like going around in a go-kart.
Yeah.
Do you know, apart from putting 15-inch wheels on it and it rubbing the arches to pieces and stuff.
Look, that was pure and utterly a good decision. I don't care what anyone says. I could go down High Street, brake, and the back wheels would come off the ground. Brilliant.
Yeah. I remember before that.
Yeah, proper go-karting, yeah.
When I first came to Westport, I bought a Fiat 126.
Yeah.
And there's this place called High Street in Westport. And I was on the way up High Street one night, and I was halfway up, and it ran out of puff. It just wouldn't go up the hill. I had to reverse down, and I had a second attempt at it, and it still wouldn't go up. So I went back down, and I turned the lights off.
Yeah, that's all you had to turn something off. Lights,
yeah. When you're driving along, and if you're driving along at night with the lights on, you know, you're bobbing along. And then if you all of a sudden turned off the light, it was like having NOS.
Yeah, it was just boom. Brilliant, yeah. Oh, sure, I remember coming from, I bought a car up in the Claremorris car auction one Wednesday night. I think I paid £10 for it. But I discovered after buying it, the lights didn't work. So I went into the petrol station. I got them the big red, ever ready flashlights, and I just taped them to the bonnet and drove it home.
Yeah. I remember we were at the Claremorris auction, and your dad. Somebody was trying to sell your dad a hi-fi system, and boasting that it had, you know, a multi-CD changer. It could play 6 CDs. And he turned around and he says to the woman, he says, "But sure, I can only play one of them at a time." He said, "What's the good?"
Jesus, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I remember one car came in. It was a black Toyota Celica, and your dad had a very keen eye. He said that car was fucking rolled. And when we got it up and had a closer look, every panel was a different shade of black, and there was a slight kink in the middle of the roof.
Yeah.
Do you know? Oh, Jesus, some of the stuff was just towed in.
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
towed out with very sour faces.
Yeah. Yeah. God,
You
it
know?
was back in the old
Ah,
days.
yes. You don't see that anymore. You don't see people doing that anymore.
Oh, you'd be locked up. You'd be locked up. Jeez, fucking hell. You know.
You'd be locked up.
You would though.
Jesus Christ. You
Not
would.
that
The
we don't
guards,
deserve.
the guards used to follow us around, but they could never get us doing anything. Do you know?
You know, yeah. Yeah.
Or they were more likely to say, "Oh Jesus, is that fucking header again? Leave him alone." Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I remember one day they tailgated me, and they were right up at the back of the car, and I says, they're too fucking close. Next thing I put the brake on, the next thing you see the fucking two guys in the car going, shit!
Yeah.
You know?
I always one of the funniest nights I remember is remember the Vectra, the blue Vectra,
Yes.
and you with the neon lights inside, and, you'll go down up Main Street in Castlebar, and your one goes personal white.
Oh yeah, I had
With a white shirt on, it was fucking glowing it was the neon lights inside the car. Oh, look
yeah,
at
there
him,
were.
personal white.
I had one of them black lights.
Yeah.
Do you know the ultraviolet lights?
Yeah.
Everything what if you went into a nightclub with a white t-shirt, it would just fucking glow like. Do you know? I had one of them. But yeah, that car had a tumble one day on the way to a rally.
Yeah.
I got ran off by a Mitsubishi Lancer that was driving too close, and I looked in my rear view mirror, and I got nervous, and I kind of pulled over to the side of the road, but what happened was I got caught up in the grass, and it had just been cut, and it was lying on top, and it was all slippy underneath, and the car just slid, and then it just went down to an embankment sideways. And yeah, what happened was my garage man came and took the car out of the embankment and that, towed it to my house, and we just changed the oil and plugs, and we were off to the rally that evening. Do you know?
Yeah. Good, like I said, good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Not too bad. Not too
Yeah.
bad.
Remember the car show we were at too?
Yeah.
Claire Morris and the racetrack and that.
Ballinrobe.
Ballinrobe
That's
was right.
That's
Yeah.
18 years ago this May.
Gee, I still have the photographs actually.
Jesus Christ.
I still have the photographs in a drawer in my room there. There was one car, it was a Toyota Corolla, and the inside of it, everything was leather. Do you remember that one? It was the red, the fucking, the dashboard, the seat. This guy must have put thousands into this car, and he could have bought a proper sports car for this. And it kind of wasn't it wasn't drivable because it was so low. It had these big, massive chrome wheels.
Right.
And the whole thing, if you looked at the car, you wouldn't know it was a Toyota Corolla. The whole front of it was all
Yeah.
there was a body kit that there was a changed front in it, and the lights were all changed and everything. And
Oh my God! Did he have furry dice in the fucking mirror?
no, that would be 1970s or 80s. It was kind of a car that was kind of a work of art, but not very good as a car, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you know it was? They called in America. They call them trailer queens. Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. But you couldn't drive on the road. It was just not practical.
No. But there was a lot of, do you know what I mean? There was a lot of creativity put into it. But I would have personally, maybe it's because I'm older now, I'd rather put it into a proper car, if you know what I mean.
Did you go and grow up?
Unfortunately, yes.
I'm still rocking a mental age of at least 10.
If you
I want to
ask
be a
me,
fireman when I grow up.
I
we
don't
we
know what to
volunteered
say
to
about.
throw you into a burning building.
I don't know what I don't know what to say about that.
And chances are I'm probably the oldest of this little circle, and I still don't know what I want to do. It's great.
You know.
Oh, you want to? Like, all right, you don't know all right. Yeah. I don't think I ever want to know.
No,
Well, yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
no one is. There's no fun in that. You wouldn't try anything different if you found what you wanted to do, would you?
there is that logic. Surely that's the thought of the day.
I still
You
want to
read
be a
that out
test
about.
pilot for a factory.
Have you got a TikTok as well? Have you?
Yeah.
Right. And
Well, it's under my name. I don't know how it works.
right.
I'm very new to social media and technology.
Yeah,
So yeah,
judging by the computer, you have to put 50 pence on the side of.
shut the feck up. The dog is walking around happily outside in the pissing rain with the phone strapped to his head under his tinfoil, so he's fine, right? You stop it now, mister. Oh, look at me, I'm posh, I live in my mammy's garden. Ugh.
Do you know the thing about the channel, right? You know, I mean, at the moment it's got 24 subscribers. But it's got the fucking basis to be something really good because the fucking humor in it is really good.
We're going to have to stop falling out with people and start getting on with them instead, kid.
Yeah.
Shit, music the downside.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah,
You have to be nice, boys. When somebody asks you the question anymore, you've got to go, oh, yes.
no.
Not cop on, you twat. Do you know?
Oh, do you
No,
guys
Huh?
do you get the awkward comments as well? Do you?
Oh, yeah, loads of them. I love them. They're fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to see other people's perspectives.
Yeah.
You know?
You're going to get that anyway.
Do you know? We do the paranormal and other bits and pieces like that.
Yeah.
And when you see a comment that starts with actually, you're going to get a lecture on how to do it properly. Do you know what I mean?
It's brilliant.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in all honesty, how can anyone turn around to this channel and say you're not doing it properly? There's no properly. It's unscripted. It's a laugh. Fuck off. You don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monetary rights. No swearing.
And it's kind of crazy too, where things are. People are starting to be a little bit iffy about certain things, certain jokes and stuff like that. Not being politically correct and that, and they get butthurt very quickly. Like.
Yeah.
Kevin bloody Wilson put it the best way possible. He says at the start of every one of his shows that this is a politically free, correct zone here. Politically correct free zone here. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what this is going to be. If you're coming with political correctness and all that sort of shit, then you're going to get offended. I don't care.
Oh.
I'm sure that he doesn't. But
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
So what?
At the end of the...
These people individually, Ken.
Huh?
I pray for them all individually.
Oh, yeah. No, but look, life is too serious. Life is too bloody awkward at the best of times. Have a laugh. That's all it is.
That's what's wrong with people. They're scared. They're scared to laugh. They don't know how to laugh.
Yeah, and do you know when they come on a videos, like yours, it is humor. It's not supposed to be taken serious. So why get butthurt? Do you know what I mean? But I think some people have a have this habit of being upset with people.
But they're just going around looking to be upset.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like it's like they have to find something to complain about. Do you
yeah,
know? They
yeah,
can't be happy with the glass. The glass isn't half full. It's it's
yeah,
always half
It's
empty.
half empty and a hole in it.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, it's
Oh, no.
we're middle-aged men. I'd like to see. You see these videos on YouTube and that, and you see them do these things. Oh, this is how you do it, such and such. I want to see is the lot of that actually possible. Do you know?
yeah,
Like that's my main. Like can you go into the shed and find 4 bits and turn it into a masterpiece? Do you know? I don't think you can. So I'm going to give it a lash and find out. But I'm going to have the crack when I'm doing it.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And it may or may not involve Ken getting slightly hurt. Do I hurt your feelings, Ken?
Yeah, I'm upset. I have to do therapy 5 times a week.
Well, for fuck's sake, what are you doing with other 2 days, you bollocks?
Yeah, you're not working hard enough.
5 times a week. We're going to have to add 2 more. You have 2 free days there. We don't
That's
we
it.
don't go out of our way. Like if anyone were pulling the piss out of ourselves, do you know? Like
Yes.
we're
Yeah,
not upset.
and
We're not trying to upset anyone. Like you want to see the stage of the 2 of us in a smart car today. Like Jesus, Mary, Joseph.
and Ken
It was
and
fun.
Ken with the crutch.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was definitely the clutch that was the problem. Yeah.
That was the problem. I said it's there to wait. That's the problem.
You know.
You'd be driving around, and Ken would have the crutch outside the car because it doesn't fit in.
But that's it. Like you have to take it to the roof or something.
Yeah, but you know what? One of the weapons of if people want to take the piss out of you, they can't really do that if you take the piss out of yourself, which I often do myself. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah. Well, it's it's take the piss out of me. I'm not really bothered. It's fairly hard to offend me now. In all fairness, do you know? Like
Yeah.
you don't get to be this big, this hairy, and this thick, and not have crossed a few. Do you know?
Yeah,
Interesting
yeah.
character, you know. But my response has always been the same. I've been called worse by better.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been on YouTube since 2017, and you get the odd comment, shit content or whatever, horrible video or whatever, and then you go and say, well, I'm looking forward to seeing your videos. So you go onto their channel and there's no content. Do you know?
Yeah, well, that's it. I just usually just turn around and shout at us. Will you stop putting up comments like that, you bitch? But because it's usually just her trying to get at me.
Yeah. Do you know?
Don't take it serious. It's just a bit of fun, and as I said, two people just having a laugh. What's wrong with that?
There's one person watching, and there hasn't been a comment in the chat in a half an hour. I think people are afraid to make a comment.
Yes.
Do you know, they're expecting a paranormal podcast or whatever, and they're just going, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I mean? Do you know, it's so off our top. Yeah, it's so off our topic kind of thing, But
Well,
Yeah.
we're all
Being
up
a-
with paranormal investigating. So I have
Oh, yeah.
Dyson. I have a Dyson bagless silver, and I can bring that with me. And if we find a ghost, we can suck it in. When we watched it last
And
night,
I-
it's pretty much the same thing. We have it covered.
And I have a crutch that can hit anything come close, so sound.
Yeah.
Water pistols with holy water in them.
Cool. I have a big one here.
Now, I'd only end up with fire. Yeah, I don't see why not. Why not? I would definitely, if you're going to do it, we'd go. I'd love it.
the paranormal is one of these strange kind of genres on YouTube. You got the people that are trying to be scientific and trying to do it right, and there's other people with overactive imaginations, if you know what I mean.
I just love
You
getting my
know,
shit scared, to be quite honest. And after that, I'm not really worried. If you can find something, I'd love to be able to prove it, to actually catch it. It's like Bigfoot. I believe Bigfoot exists. I am that person. Do you know?
yeah.
Me, I bring all my kids Bigfoot watching all the time. You know that. You know.
Yeah, we've had conversation on cryptids and Bigfoot and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
we've come to the conclusion that it possibly mightn't be a physical being. It
Yeah.
may be, it may be, you know, there's another world that is a different frequency to ours.
Yeah.
We're not saying they're dead. We're just saying that there's another. Do you know like a radio station or a
Yeah.
TV station? You go through the channels. Just
Yeah.
because you change from one channel to the other channel doesn't mean that the other channel isn't there, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's just
because if I die before him, I'm definitely coming back to haunt him.
you know
Definitely.
we think maybe with the Bigfoot and that there's these pockets where that frequency sort of is thin between the two, and that's where
Yeah.
you get the Bigfoots and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
You
know,
know,
like,
they're
like the sightings are, if you look into it, like, along the Appalachian trails and all that in America, like, they're at certain times of the year, they're always there. And the sightings and the noises, and, there's definitely something in it. Do you
do you
know?
know there is a Bigfoot Society in Ireland, and they have a map where the sightings have occurred, and a lot of them seem to be around coastal areas for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what
That's
that. Do you
Can
know?
just put that in.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen a photograph that was taken not far from here, a lady walking her dogs, and claimed to seen a Bigfoot. I think the photograph is very compelling. It was during the day, and it wasn't that grainy footage that you normally see in paranormal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
You
now,
know,
if
he's
you were,
par.
you were in Achill there last summer, you'd have seen two fucking fierce, hairy bucks come out of the water. You're like, but yeah, So I look at I think there's so much out there. It's such a big world. Like there has to be something. Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, like there's the YouTube paranormal where a lot of people want to be scared and stuff, and the creators, the people that they follow, they try to give that to them, and sometimes a couple of strings literally are pulled. Do you know? And then you got people like me. I try to do it as honestly as possible. If we go out for 4 or 5 hours and we get nothing, we've got fucking nothing. That is it. But at the end of the day, we made the effort to go out. Otherwise, we'd be sitting at home doing nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's it. Like, don't you know? Sure. Like every village has a story in Ireland and UK. No matter where you are, every village has a story of such a house or such a building or such a road or something happened there. Like we're not. The whole country isn't mad. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like Ireland is steeped in all of that. Do you
Oh, it's
know?
brilliant. It's
And
brilliant.
the UK,
One of the only good things left in the country, like, is the myths and legends. I think. Do you
yeah.
know?
This channel isn't sort of linked with the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah.
It's more
Brilliant.
so, it's more so the mainland UK, and that is steeped with paranormal history.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Do you know?
Like, have you done the walk in Edinburgh through the underground in Edinburgh? Do you know it's the paranormal walk? I think it's called.
I haven't been in mainland UK in about 3 or 4 years. I only went for a hospital appointment, and that was it. But I was never in Scotland.
Never. Oh, we'll have to change that.
Do you know?
Oh,
I
you
heard
want to
about
say
it.
it?
Yeah, I heard about this Edinburgh Walk thing. It's supposed
Oh,
to
it's
be cool.
brilliant. Oh, it's all underground, old things. Oh, it's absolutely fucking class. And it is spooky as,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, I thought it was one of, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
There was two occasions where I worked with a team, and we went to a place called Cumber House, which is a kind of a historic mansion kind of
Yeah,
thing. And we get nothing the whole night, and we're packing up all our stuff, and it kicks off as we're packing up to put the stuff in the car, and our cameras are already packed up, kind of thing. It's kind of weird,
yeah.
you know.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, sometimes things happen when you're not expecting it.
Well, I reckon
We,
if we went out doing a paranormal investigation, any old school, anything pretty much freaky that's going to happen, it'll probably happen to me. They'll sense another fucking lunatic and they'll be out like, do you know?
yeah. There was one time where there's a small island just not down the road from where I live, and we decided, I've never seen anybody do a paranormal investigation on a beach, and we got a couple of sort of things that are kind of questionable, but it's not great evidence. But we pack up and we go home. And we're only about 300 yards up the road, and we see this entrance to this forest. And I says to Rachel, who films with me, we'll go up and have a look up here, and maybe we do an investigation some other night. So we leave the equipment in the car. I take up a spurt box and a camera, and that is it. We're just going to have a little look in that. And next thing, a thing started kicking off. I give Rachel the camera. I says, will you hold the camera while I do the spurt box?
Yeah.
Which is a radio that scans through all the channels, and you get a little chatter stuff. And you know that radio channels are not allowed to curse and swear. But I'm holding the spurt box, and next thing it just comes out with your fat CUNT, and the two of us going, holy, how could that come up on the flipping radio? And when I look over at Rachel is kind of, this is summertime, and she's already shaking and that, and I kind of feeling it too. And we're on top of this little mountain, a little rock. And once we got off the mountain, we were fine. But it was this uncontrolled shaking, like there was something going through our bodies and stuff. We couldn't explain it. But we didn't plan any of that because we already done our paranormal investigation kind of thing. Do you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Where can we go? Where can we go? I'll be up tomorrow. Let's go.
I was looking into Westport House, and then I find out that the people that own Westport House sold the house to the guy that owns Hotel Westport.
Yeah, Hughes.
So, yeah. It must be tough, the house is in the family for generations, and then you have to sell it, and you kind of possibly feel we weren't able to keep this house. And, do you feel like you failed or whatever, having to sell the property? Do you know?
Yeah.
You worked there, didn't you?
I did.
Everyone worked there.
I use that word work very loosely.
Oh, yeah. Is there paranormal stories behind the grounds of the house?
There's a tomb right outside, that's down from the house.
That's right. I
Straight, it has your heading for Hotel Westport, and there's tunnels underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh. I was in the basement, and the basement's a dungeon, which is kind of creepy. Yeah. But is there extra tunnels?
That basement, well, no, it's a long time ago since we were running through it as kids, but that basement leads into tunnels that lead all the way out to the old church that's in front of the tomb, way out in front of the house.
All right.
I don't know, it's maybe a half mile out from the house, and there's tunnels all over underneath that. There was.
I didn't know. Yeah.
We used to run from the Gardaí when we were underage drinking.
Fuck off.
That's how I know.
You
That's how we
rat!
know about them. Yeah, there's loads under there, or there was. I don't know what that's like now.
Yeah. You know, I don't think a paranormal investigation is going to happen there. I don't know.
No,
Mhm.
no.
If it was the people that still own it, there might be some sort of hope, but I don't know about the Hotel Westport people. Would they allow it? Because
Yeah. The
some
laws are
people
very
in
different down here, you see, to entering premises and stuff.
no, but I mean, or contact them and say, listen, can we use your house for a paranormal investigation? You see, some premises they embrace the paranormal activity that they have in the premises. Some people think that it affects their business in a bad way, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. You know what I mean?
I know a few of them Hughes. They're nice people, I have to say. I've always
Yeah.
found
Oh,
them nice.
yeah, they're all nice people,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll look into it. Ken,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
No harm, no harm in acting.
no,
yeah, because I don't want to do this in a Zach Bacon's kind of way, a Ghost Adventures kind of shit. I want to do it fucking right. If there's something there, there's something there. If there's not, we had a night out. That is it. You know what I mean? I've been there. I've copied everybody else, and then I've seen the flaws in a lot of things.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not going to run with that narrative. There's equipment that we use that I think is not up to scratch.
right.
Do you know what I mean? And I stop using it. I don't. Some people think that when you see on Ghost Adventures the little K2 EMF meter, the lights light
Yeah,
up when they ask it and stuff like that.
yeah,
There needs to be equipment to back that up, and very often you don't get that. But YouTubers are still using that method without
yeah,
backing up, and they're just automatic labeling a spirit did it. Well, how do you know a spirit did it? You have this reaction, but you don't see anything and you don't hear anything. So why label it as a spirit when you can't do that? So I don't label anything. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah. I understand that.
A lot of people would jump to the conclusions or have an overactive imagination, and they'll tell the viewers what they want to fucking hear. You know?
Right.
Now, gentlemen, I'm afraid my phone is about to die. It's gone down to about 6%, and I'm going to get cut off anyway.
Rest
So
in peace, phone.
yeah, basically, it's crap. But I need to get a new one at some stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kenneth, for coming on. And I'm going to leave a link to the channel in the description down below when I'm finished this video. So, I hope 2023 you have good funny videos and you get that channel up and running, because it's got the foundations of something fucking brilliant,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
hope so.
Hopefully, though.
Yeah, and thank you.
Yeah, for the people in the chat, we're going to finish up now, and whoever wants to stay behind afterwards, Daniel, if you want to stay behind for a chat, feel free to do so. We're going to. I thought he fell.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, folks, we're
Thanks
going.
very much.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye, folks. Right, I'm
Bye.
just going to go out now. End broadcast.